Caribbean Rhythm, Eddie, Cleve, and Jillian.
On the line, we've got Miss Cindy Arenberg Seltzer, and she's president and the CEO of the Children's Services Council, CSC. They are celebrating 20 years.
Wow.
Yay!
Yeah.
Congratulations!
All right.
Cindy, good afternoon. Welcome to Caribbean Rhythms. I apologize. It's just that we're in the Christmas spirit and we're just feeling so good. So we're just having some extra fun today. How are you? Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. And why? No need to apologize for being in the holiday spirit. That's the way you like it.
Well,
I'd love to be with happy people.
yes, definitely. And CSC celebrating 20 years. That's an accomplishment. How did CSC get started, Children's Services Council?
The Children's Services Council was created by the wisdom of the voters of Broward County. Back on September 5th of 2000, they went to the ballot box and said, I am willing to be taxed to help children in Broward County become healthy, productive adults. And so we have been, with that vote, starting the next year. We began operations in June of 2001, and so we've been serving the community ever since.
Wow. Now, how has the organization grown over the years in terms of program it funds, community initiatives it helps to lead, and advocacy issues it brings to the fore?
So we are always working with the community to understand what the big issues are that our children are facing. We have some big, sort of pillars in the ground of things that we're always focused on, which are preventing children from being abused or neglected or being removed from their families because of allegations of abuse or neglect. So we work with a myriad of nonprofit organizations that will help support families and keep them intact, because that was one of the issues that was the reason that the voters agreed to create us, was because too many children, especially children of color, were being removed from their families, and we worked to keep them home safely with their families.
Right.
Also, there were too many children of color who were winding up in the juvenile justice system. So another big area that we work on is for diversion programs, so that children who may have a brush with the law have an opportunity to see the error of their ways, understand how whatever they did may have affected their community, and most importantly then, not have a record. We don't want our young children or our young adults to wind up ruining their whole lives over a stupid mistake. So we keep them out of the juvenile justice system through those programs. Then we have a lot of after-school programs for children in elementary, middle, and high school, all kinds of things. So those are some of the big areas that we have focused on for the last 20 years. And we've seen the results of far fewer children being removed from their parents, far fewer children winding up in the juvenile justice system. But then we also respond to things as they come up, like now, COVID. What a terrible thing that's doing.
And that was one of the questions I was going to ask, because like you said, this year is just so different. And I wanted to know how did the organization pivot in a year like this with the pandemic?
So a lot of the services that we have been funding are now being offered virtually. So people can connect through the computer, and we all know what that's like. It's not ideal, but actually for some young people, it works out better. They're used to having devices in their hands or, sitting in front of a computer, so they engage that way in therapeutic services or after-school programs. We have those after-school programs have done a lot virtually to keep children moving and engaged and thinking during those out-of-school times. We've also then stepped up a lot the food distributions that we have been funding and getting into some niche communities. And you may have heard over the years of our big back-to-school extravaganza, where typically we've given out about 8,000 filled backpacks. Well, this year, knowing how the economy was so bad, 13,000 backpacks were distributed
Wow.
to children,
Wow.
filled with all their school supplies and, where necessary, uniforms and shoes. So we weren't able to do it in the fun atmosphere that we usually like to create, but at least the children got the services.
Right. Moving forward, what are some of the main areas of focus that the agency is going to be looking on as we move forward?
We are looking a lot at mental wellness and resiliency to help people cope. You know, life was hard enough before COVID, and now so much more stress. So, helping people with some tools to remember how to breathe and to find the joy that you were just expressing about the holidays, to focus on the good aspects and provide some more tools there. Also, a big focus on racial equity and ensuring that all of the programs that we provide are culturally competent and and look to make sure that they are provided with a race equity lens.
Listen, that is so important in time like these, and 20 years, a milestone to celebrate. And I know it has to be a bit subdued again because of COVID-19, but we will celebrate it in our own special way here on Caribbean Rhythm. Cindy Arenberg Seltzer, thank you so much for just sharing some information with us. And congratulations and continued success. And I know the folks have seen the results from all the work that the Children's Services Council are doing, and they'll definitely keep the agency funded.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays to all of you and to all your listeners.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Cindy Arnberg Seltzer, she's president and CEO of the Children's Services Council, CSC. And as you know, they support us here on Caribbean Rhythms and offer great services, sometimes at no cost. You pay attention to the announcements and take advantage of what's being offered. They help. If you're in need, they help. A lot of agencies get funded through the Children's Services Council. So again, we say congratulations and thank them also for supporting us here on Caribbean Rhythms.